Okay, we are loving the skin we are in, and it's your host, Donovan Sadiq. Miss Deja is in the house, and of course, the honorary, upset, and very, very opinionated Tay Wild there. She is having a mimosa. No, she's having a blue moon.
Belgian white.
Belgian white, as she sits and thinks about what is really on her mind. And Tay, real quick, what is tickling your butt right now?
Oh my gosh. I'm really tired of hearing this Make America Great Again, because it just seems like every policy that comes out of this White House, or not even just every policy, but things that they're rolling back. You know, they rolled back the Civil Rights Office. Mm-hmm. You know, that
everything Obama does, that's all they're doing is rolling back.
Had Barack Obama on it. And now they're looking into Jeff Sessions put a team together so they can look at affirmative action as it pertains to
white people.
And I'm like, you guys have missed the memo on everything that has happened, that has transpired in the last 60, 70, 80 years. You know, we as black people, we as, you know, as minorities, because even look what they did to the Japanese people, and that was presidentially sanctioned.
Right.
We have always been put on a less than status than everyone else that was not white, male, or Christian in this United States.
Well, let me ask you this, because me and Dee talked about that in an earlier show. We had a black president, and every other president takes care of their people. Trump is making sure rich people get tax cuts. Clinton made sure the prison industrial complex got their money. They take care of their people.
And I will say, Barack Obama did let us down.
Okay.
He did let us down, and that's something that, you know, while he did a lot of good things.
Right, he did a lot of good things.
For me, he was a great example of what you can be.
Right.
You know, because people will, you know, racist people will say that we are nothing but, you know, the hoods and the
right, the takers and not the givers.
TV.
Right.
And then you see this beautiful, you know, black couple, and they're educated. They, you know, they have been married for decades. Mm-hmm. You know, they have 2 children that are very smart girls that aren't being thoughts and getting DUIs and all these other, a la the Bush twins.
Wow.
And they dogged this man out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what do you expect him to pop off? I mean, right. What did you expect him to be?
Well, me looking at it is, you know, he could have done something specifically for his people, and he did not, but he did do for the LGBT community.
Right. But the unfortunate part is this, and why I would have liked him to do more, you have to see who was also running the show.
Well, the bankers, I mean, he was a presidential banker, so it is what it is.
It was a Republican House. It was a Republican Congress.
Right.
They did nothing for Barack Obama.
Well, obstruction from the day he got there.
From the actual day he was elected.
Right.
Lindsey Graham, all those guys, I ain't working with him. And they said that on TV.
Right.
They weren't going to work with him. And that's exactly what they did for 8 years. They made that. And that's just what our elected officials did. That's not even talking about what the American public
Well,
did
the ignorant American public.
And the sad part is a lot of people are now, you know, because let's fast forward 8 years, and now we're in this Trump era. And
vote for me. People, what do you got to lose?
But no,
everything.
Are like, well, people didn't do this with Barack Obama.
Hell, they didn't.
I'm like, what selective damn amnesia do y'all have?
Right.
Because I can remember, you know, magazine covers when people were doing the monkeys, and they were calling him all kinds of names. And then the current president was the one leading the whole charge. The movement.
Right.
And but I still say this: the people that still call Barack Obama Muslim are the same people that believe Trump is a Christian.
Right.
And you can't see my air quotes, because Trump ain't no Christian, because that's not God's word. That's not God's word. That's not God's. I don't know what ministry he signed up for, but that's no ministry.
The ministry of the devil. Well, Miss Deja, what is your take on Mr. Trump? Has he, you know, I mean, he said, the black people vote for me. What do you got to lose?
No, he said the blacks will vote for me.
Right.
The blacks.
What is your take? Do you think Clinton, I personally believe even today, if Clinton Hillary would have ran right now, I would vote against her.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I would never vote for Hillary Clinton.
I mean,
It's
she.
like picking one. It's like picking the way you want to choose to die.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it going to be a bullet or hanging? You know, which one it's going to be?
You want to burn to death or freeze to death? Which one?
I
Right.
don't think that Hillary Clinton would remove a lot of
The Obama stuff,
established
right?
Civil rights amendments and legislation that was put in place because we weren't allowed in Ivy League colleges because if you were Timmy and your dad had a couple million, throw a couple million. Well, that's how Jared Kushner got into Harvard. But throw a couple million away, you get in Ivy League schools where black people who were, extremely intelligent, people with 4.0s they were overlooked because of the simple fact that they were black. So they had to put laws in place to tell people you can't discriminate against minorities. And for our current administration to say, well, white people are being
Discriminated
disenfranchised.
against, right?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
That's the way they see it.
There's a video I seen on Facebook, and it's supposed to show you how racism has affected everyone, and blacks and whatnot. And it's like a marathon race.
Right.
And they start off this race, and it's like a white male, a white female, I think, and two minorities. One's a black guy, and one's like a lighter skinned black, and one's a dark skinned black. And they start the clock for them to go.
Okay.
So the white people, they're running first. The white male and white female, they're running. But the bridge hasn't came up yet for the black people to start running.
Okay.
Have you guys seen it?
I think I've seen it.
Oh my goodness, it's such a good video
Okay.
that you guys... And they have presented this into a school.
Okay.
And with this video, there has been a lot of uproar that from parents talking about they shouldn't show this video because
Is it because
They
of
they don't like how it makes them look,
the imaging?
the imaging. And sometimes the best way for you to know about the other race is if you become another race. In other words, like, if you was to be, there's a show like Quantum Leap.
Okay.
If you was to be born
Right.
in that,
You
put
got
in that situation,
you have to be put in their shoes and kind of
You
live their
know.
experience.
for you to know
Right.
exactly what it's like.
But the problem is, if we turn around, if the roles were reversed, you know what I'm saying, and white people were put through hundreds of years of slavery,
Of hell.
and then they were considered 3/5 of a person, and then they were kind of ran into inner cities and their respective Rosewoods, and they were harassed and racially profiled and followed in stores on a daily basis. I pretty much think that they would fully sympathize on what's going on. But if they were denied, like HBCUs, we had you remember the white guy and the white girl that applied to HBCU?
Yes. I have a son that goes to HBCU, and I'm not very happy with it because I'm paying way more money than if my son had come to a state school. But go ahead.
But they were mad because they wanted to go to an HBCU, and I said, you have all the colleges. You have all of the colleges. And we finally have something that is for us, and here y'all go, want to infiltrate that. So we can't have nothing without y'all.
Well, you got to remember, though, if we don't have a few of them on our thing, we can't start that field hockey, that lacrosse team.
I don't need no damn field hockey. I don't need no damn lacrosse team. But what I'm saying is, the minute that black people start to have something
of their own,
here comes
Right.
Sally with the cornrows talking about I'm down and I want to be here for the cause.
Right.
And then when you don't get in, now you want to sue everybody because it's not fair.
Right. Okay.
But when we do it, we're playing the race card.
Right, it's the race card being played or whatever. And speaking of race cards in sports, Miss Deja, your daughter how's her track coming?
It's going good right now. She's not doing track. She's doing her basketball.
She's doing her basketball? How's her team doing?
Team's doing good. They're not doing it no more. So
Yeah. I mean, she was a power forward, right? She's big enough to be a power. Where's she going?
yeah, she's taller than I am. She was doing power forward. She's just trying to find out what she likes. What she knows, what she's good at is running fast and stealing the ball and passing it.
Right.
Ain't mad at that.
Right. Now, what are her aspirations in regards to education and where she wants to go? USC, UCLA, UCR?
She said UCLA. She also likes Oregon.
Oregon. Now, as a
Maybe
mom,
not.
do you want her to go far away from home, or do you want her to stick close, or what?
Well, I don't want her to leave, but I want her to. I don't
Yeah,
want her
you
to
want
leave.
to live her dreams.
But I want her to. I don't want my not wanting her to leave.
Stop her.
I don't want it to stunt her growth.
Right.
I want everything to become who the woman she's going to be. Because you need that in life.
So let me ask you this: as we go into, we know Trump is, I don't think Trump's going to last too much longer.
Prayerfully.
It's been proven he's colluded, all this other stuff, and so get ready for Mike Pence. So he hasn't.
It's even worse.
Yeah, he hasn't lived. Well, no, not. I don't think it's. People say it's really worse, but it's really not. At least Mike Pence knows how government works and how to run it. Now,
Because that's the one thing that I don't understand. You can't run a country
like a business.
This isn't Walmart. You
Yeah.
can't run a business like Home Depot and Lowe's.
Right. It's
You're
not
talking about
totally
it's
different
apples and
oranges,
You're
right.
dealing with people's lives.
Well, it's not even lives. In a business, you got to have a product. Government doesn't have a product. Government has necessity.
Necessities.
And then if the government runs out of money, we could just make money appear. Businesses can't do that. And he doesn't understand that. And you got checks and balances in government.
And he doesn't
So
understand
he doesn't
checks and
understand.
balances because
Right.
he thinks that he can just steamroll everybody and I can do what I want.
Right.
And that's just not how it works.
And once
that's
again-
why we have 3 branches of government.
Right. And once again, at the minimum, what's going to happen to Trump, he will be impeached on, his son, that's completely different. But for Trump himself, is in obstruction of justice and at the most Russian money laundering.
And my whole thing is that, when everyone's like, oh, you need to get with you need to support the president. And I said, look, the whole thing is I don't go with the flow. And no one should ever just go with the flow. Following someone blindly leads you nothing but danger.
Wow, that sounds like Nazi Germany in the 1930s
Why
under a
would
man
he-
called Adolf Jenkins Hitler.
But why would anybody just say, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Well, let's just go with it. Yeah, he's taking away all kinds of things and he's rolling back. Sure, let's just, he's making it hard for the poor and for, the elderly and for the disabled. But that's fine. Let's just
Yeah.
watch those people suffer. It's fine.
What is that old saying? I didn't really worry about it when they came for the Africans, no big deal. When they came for the gypsies, no big deal. When they came for this, no big deal. But by the time they came for me, there was nobody to stand up for me. Same kind of concept. So, so we've got that going down. But we're going to check out that video a little bit later. Matter of fact, we're going to put that up so people can take a look at it. For work and in your week, Miss Deja, what is on your mind? What is tickling your fancy?
Politics or
Anything.
There's a lot of things that pop up in my head.
I mean, the weather. I mean, the city politics. Anything that's going on in.
Actually, kind of really disappointed in our city. It looks like it's running downhill.
Well, does it look like it's running down here, or is
It
it
is
actually running
running
down?
down.
Would you want your children to work in a warehouse,
No, I don't.
even for a part-time job?
No, I don't really want to. No, my son has did that before, and
And what was his take on it? Was he complaining? Was he?
he was tired. He was working at Amazon.
Is he going back?
No, I don't think he's going back.
You don't think he's going back? Were you able? Was anybody able to hear the update on Ito's little get together with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
I saw a posting that they said it was so great and so wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Sorry, the Hispanic Chamber, you lost me. I
Yeah.
won't
Okay.
stand.
Now, what have we been talking
I won't
about?
entertain that.
What have we been talking about how Ito does his business? He lays low for a while, then, at the minimum, when everything comes right, he starts his narrative.
And again, I'm disappointed in the Marina South Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Why would you allow yourselves to be pandered to by Edo Benvizi? He has done nothing for the community.
For that specific community at all.
That specific community, and you guys, hook, line, and sinker like a bunch of morons. I can't believe how silly that you guys would have. Oh, well, it was a great event. That's great, but you know why? Have someone else host it. You don't need. What do you need him for?
Well,
now,
why would you
they
even?
got money from him,
Yeah, of course they did. But why would you associate yourself? If I was a business
wouldn't be
and the chamber associating themselves with this person that's very controversial, says a lot about myself. But speaking of controversial, R. Kelly. Have you been keeping up on the R. Kelly news?
Pissing guy.
The pissing guy, whatever. Have you been keeping up on that? Usher giving that girl STD.
The pissing guy. I guess what is it? He's been holding women captive.
Yes. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't really been on it. I haven't really.
Okay. Well, what about Usher supposedly giving this girl an STD? Two girls. Okay. Can I just ask you, women, because you guys are ladies and women, and I don't want to, I'm not asking this because I think you guys should have a lot of experience. How can you prove specifically that this man gave you an STD?
If you know your body count, then you.
Well, doesn't that also come back to say, if you're letting this guy go in you raw, who else are you letting go in you raw? Can you specifically say
some girl
that Usher
let celebrities go raw for a paycheck?
Right, but what I'm saying is, how can you pinpoint specifically? Who's to say you didn't have it before you met Usher?
Like she said, body count.
Okay, you do a body count.
That's not my type of thing, because I just don't think you should have unprotected sex unless you know that this is
the one.
The one
for you.
Oh, because there's too many creepy crawlies out there, and some things obviously that you can't get back. I ain't got time for none of that. I don't need to be itching and scratching, and skin falling off.
Oh well. Speaking of
blistering and pussing.
Right. Speaking of things, now you've got some young ladies out here who have boyfriends and stuff. I don't understand how these young girls are getting pregnant. Take the men out of it. I know men have a responsibility in it as well.
No, women have they have the responsibility. It's not up to a man. It's up
to
you.
Right. Exactly.
To take care of your own
now,
control.
in my own defense, on August 12th, I'm getting my vasectomy.
Oh yeah, put your balls on.
Yes. I'm getting it done. Doing my thing, so I don't add to the problem of what's going on in the world. I do not want to end up in family court.
I heard about you.
What do you mean you heard about me?
All you and you got all these kids.
Oh no, yeah, everywhere. But I don't want to end up in Riverside Family Court because that is no place for me to be. And so it's better to be safe than sorry. I have 2 grown kids, so I'm done. So I'm not going to add to that.
Should you really have to even really get the courts involved?
Well, now these young girls, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't really think they even care about the children. Because if you cared about your children, why would you want to raise them in an environment that is considered hood or whatever? You should be doing everything you can to get out of there. If you really loved your children, you shouldn't live off Section 8 and keep them on Section 8. If you really, I know I'm wrong. For the people that need it, they need it. But I'm talking about these people who can make choices and do better. My mom, after my dad died, we went on welfare. We were on, the system in the early 70s.
It was a stepping stone.
It was a stepping stone. My mom was on there probably less than 6 months, and she was working for Walt Disney in a program, and getting out of there. But that showed me my mom loved me so much that she got me out of a bad situation that she could have easily said, you know what, I'll lay on my back and just do what I got to do, and I got a check coming in or whatever the situation is. I honestly believe a lot of these young women, just like that girl that slept with Usher and so on, they're using the children as a paycheck. That's just my opinion about it. I mean, I'm not saying all.
I think it's a lot because of what they're taught.
Right. Well,
TV, if they're not going to school and somebody's not teaching them, what's going to teach them? Social media.
Right. But what I'm saying is, see, right there, you just hit it right there, what you just said. Somebody. The only somebody that should be teaching them is their parents.
That's true.
And if mama is laying on her back going to the class, here's what I don't understand. I have a friend right now, she's on Section 8, and she's that statistical black woman that you hear about. No job, doesn't want to work, but she was at club status Saturday night.
I won't even go to status.
But she's over there trying to party and get her party on, and the Shark Bar
Oh, I hate
on Friday
that
nights.
place.
But-
Have you been there?
But she ain't got no job.
That place is awful.
Wait, Shark Bar?
Yeah, it used to be behind my mama's.
I've been there.
Yeah, it used to be
horrible.
back in the day.
I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I did my club
yeah, yeah. But
I had fun.
yeah, you can have fun. But what I'm saying is, you have no job, you have no
Priorities
intentions.
are wrong.
She's staying in the club, but she
Long as you go to work and you take care of your business.
But she's
and
not
you
even
do-
going to work.
I can't help you out with there. I'm trying to help you out there.
Right. She's not going to work. That's what I'm saying. That's why I honestly believe a lot of these girls don't really care about the kids, because look at the condition that they leave their children in. Don't tell me you love me and I'm in Beirut just trying to go into school. You know, and then, Mama, you love me, but then you get pregnant again. I got a half brother over here who father does for them, and I'm seeing this, which is lowering my self-esteem. And, you know, I got all these half brothers and, you know, things. It's just a mess. And then I'm babysitting them because, hey, you're the oldest. I'm not saying you didn't have to go through that because you have mom and dad. But, you know, you're the oldest in a situation like that. And while mama's at the club, I'm stuck at the house watching my brothers and sisters.
I don't watch nobody's damn
I was about to
kids.
say, even though if you have a mom and dad and stuff like that,
It doesn't guarantee.
You still end up watching your younger siblings. You still watch the younger siblings.
Wow.
Because when I was growing up, I still had to watch my little sister.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but was your mom going to the club?
No.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That, you know, it's different when mom's going to work and handling her business, or she's going to the grocery
Do
store.
none of that stuff.
You know.
My parents used to go out on date night. It's really cute.
Yeah, but you know, but as a whole, I don't really believe these women really care because, okay, you got a thug, you know, you're into that thug passion, whatever it is. You know this guy's in jail, but you're gonna put him on child support anyway to where he can't even catch up. Not saying he's innocent, but you're not bettering his situation.
I think that a lot of girls need to make better life decisions. They're not thinking of the future. They're thinking of, well, I'm going to get this nut and then whatever. You know, they're just thinking of the moment. And they're
Right.
not thinking of, well, if I, you know, I guess because I was always taught, my grandmother, if you're going to have a baby by, you know, if you have sex with somebody, they could possibly be, you know.
If they're good enough to have sex with, they're good enough to be your
So, yeah.
spouse.
You just got to keep that in the back of your mind. Do I really want to have the possibility of having a baby with this dude?
My mom used to say, I know people are going to get mad or, you know, whatever. Well, she said some real crazy stuff. I don't want to say it on the radio because it's kind of too much for everybody. But there's certain things that don't get pregnant if you're doing it the right way. So,
Well, I mean,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, they said that.
You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, for me, I just don't understand how these girls are getting pregnant. And it seems like they're getting pregnant by anybody. Anybody. Now, Miss Deja, you know, you have children. You know, you work, and you work hard for the job that you do. You work hard. And this woman is in customer service. And there ain't no way in hell I would be doing your job.
Oh, man.
There's no way in hell. How do you do it?
I really need to know your secret.
How do I do it?
Yeah, how do you do it? You got people that are just straight
You
out
look at
ignorant.
your bank account tells you to take your ass to work. That's how you do it.
Right, but to deal with the kind of caliber of people you got to do. I mean, come on now. Look, I'm going to ask you this, just straight out. Lowe's has gone. Okay, I've had some problem with Lowe's recently, but it's been resolved.
Don't bash my.
No. It's been resolved because it really wasn't Lowe's' fault. It's the manufacturer's fault. But when it got resolved, it got resolved. So I'm not mad at Lowe's. But Lowe's puts out a thing where if you don't got your receipt, you just, whenever you buy something, you put it on that little thing, and it makes it easier for you guys if you're doing customer service to look it up. And it's no question, no problem. Here's your money, no problem.
There you go.
But yet you
Man.
still have people that come in there,
Oh,
and a lot of us, I ain't got no receipt, but it's a big box item, but they want you to give them all their money back.
yes. We get that all the time, too.
And then they get irate in there.
I can't talk about that because then I'll be sponsoring that. So I can't talk about that.
You're right.
No,
but how do
you
you?
can't.
No, exactly. But what I'm saying is, to have the fortitude as a mother to have to go into a job where people are going to barrage you, just barrage you with stuff.
That's why I think anybody that has to deal with people on a regular, especially retail,
Yeah.
customer service, all that, I have to give you up because
I can't do it.
I can't do it. The way my personality is set up, you pop off on me, that's a wrap. I mean, I did customer service when I was in the military. Military is completely different.
Yeah.
You have a rank structure.
Yeah, and you have rank on too, so
And-
your customer is going to be a little bit.
Yeah, but Because I went to a fish fry place on Paris the other day. My people.
Already? Isn't that the new one?
No, Cajun Wild's closed because they had a death in the family, so the whole business is shut down.
Look,
for 2
dirty
days.
paws.
Will you leave that lady alone?
Look at her paws, dirty.
Leave her alone.
Dirty paws. Where you been, Mama?
The whole business is shut
So
down.
it's down. So is it going to open up again? Or
Supposedly Thursday. I don't know.
they have nobody to keep the business open?
No, because I was really trying to get my seafood on yesterday. So I had to go to Paris, and Lord have mercy.
Right.
My people.
Well, here's what people really want to know, Miss Deja. She's allergic to you. She's allergic to you.
Is she allergic to me?
that's what
I'm
she's
over
saying.
here like don't breathe.
That's my cat, my mama cat Misty.
And look, she's going to be all over your phone. Look, you're going to have to wipe your phone down.
Let me ask you this. You're working hard and everything like that. How is the dating life for you in general as a beautiful young black woman?
It's been okay.
It's all right. So when guys come up to you and they say, "Hey, what's going on?" I mean, nice guys, bad guys.
Hey, maybe like, hey, back.
Right.
Keep it pushing.
Right. Can I ask you this to be kind of personal? Do you date specifically just African black men, or are you open
I
to?
like to stick with black men, but I don't shut the door on others.
Are you currently single right now?
I'm single right now.
Okay, if you guys are interested, Miss Deja
heck?
is single. You can email in and just tell her about your likes, your don't likes, whatever. I mean, she's a very beautiful woman. She's traveled, very athletic, single, got her head on straight. So if you're looking for a good woman, there are plenty of them out here.
Yes.
So
there's plenty of the girls.
Yes,
out there.
There's plenty of the girls out there, but she's an example of the kind of girls that are out here. Of course, unfortunately, I like ratchet, but that's me.
Oh my goodness.
Miss Tay.
When did that turn into that?
Well, we're trying to keep it real here, Miss Tay. You're very outgoing and stuff like that. Have you heard from your ex since he has departed the area? Do you
He owe me some money.
Right.
That's probably why I'm not going to hear from him.
Right. But do you expect to hear from him anytime soon?
No, because he owed me money.
Right,
So
right.
I'm not going to hear from him.
But all in all, the visit was good for the kids. Everything was good.
I do everything for the love of my children.
Yes.
Thank you. Amen.
Yes.
And I have to bite my tongue and grit my teeth
Yeah.
and smile for the love of my
Now,
children.
let me ask you this for these young ladies that are listening, as you two have children and you're still raising your children. Tay, this veteran, this fellow veteran, you guys were married for 5 years. I know you don't have any regrets about how that's going on, but is that a testament to you could even be married to somebody and the relationship doesn't work out?
Yeah.
So what would you say, because you have kids with this person and you guys have a legal mandate of what is supposed to transpire, child support, and what your responsibilities are, but in your experience, real quick, because a lot of people say, well, being married is no different than being, single and having kids.
No, it's a big difference.
It's a big difference in doing that.
Being married by itself is a job within itself.
So when the relationship is over, what's the difference?
It's a rediscovery of not only just who you are as a singleton again, because no matter how long you've been with someone and then it ends, something about you has changed. Whatever lessons and whatever trials that you went through that relationship, it changes you. It alters who you are down to the core. So you just have to figure out who you are, and then now, since you have children with someone, you have to learn to co-parent effectively for the sake of the kids. And it's not about because your relationship is over.
Right.
Now you're in a parental role. So when you communicate, you're communicating with parents.
Right.
And you have to make yourself get to that point where you can communicate without it being overly dramatic for no reason. And it took a while to get there, and it's not something that happens overnight, because you do have feelings, especially when you go through divorce. I don't care how great it is or how ugly it is.
As a mother, does it matter if he's there or not?
It does matter.
I mean, you would prefer he be there, but
but
if he doesn't want to,
he chooses not to be because he has just a very odd way of thinking.
right? Well, would it make your life easier having that time.
It would if he would get over his BS.
BS.
If he would get over his BS, because when he is engaged with the kids,
Great.
it's great. But when he brings his BS,
With it.
then it's like, Lord,
Have
you
mercy.
just go away.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, every child deserves to have both parents. You know, and my kids are great.
Right. Now, wait. Now, Miss Stasia, how many kids do you still have at home?
I have two
The two girls.
and 2 daughters.
2 daughters. One's going to be a junior next year or senior?
Yeah, she's going to be a junior.
Junior,
next
and then the
year.
other one is a 10th
She's,
grader? 9th grader.
No, the other one, she's grown.
Oh, she's grown.
She's
Okay.
18.
She's 18. Okay. She graduated just this year.
She graduated.
Wow. So she's going to.
So I just have one left in the house that's in school.
Right.
Yay!
Then you'll be free.
Yeah. Well,
Technically.
she's technically yes, I'll be free. But
Excuse me.
she is very. Kayana is very self-sufficient.
Like her mama.
She's very
Is
self-sufficient.
she more like you or is she more like her dad?
I would want to say me, but
Mm-hmm.
she's just self-sufficient. She knows what she wants to do, and she goes and does it herself without me even having to mention it to her.
Right.
She already knows what she has to do, so why even have to say anything? I don't have to say anything to her.
Now, what does she do for extracurricular activity now that she's out of school? Does she do hair on the side? What is she into?
Right now, she's doing her homework assignments for
Right,
summer
right, for the summer school.
Summer school.
And she's
Well,
doing
she's not in summer school, but
Right.
she has AP classes.
AP classes, okay.
So she's already knocking those out. So.
Now, let me ask you this. Your hair is very beautiful. I was talking about it on the show earlier. Who did your hair and how long did it take?
This time?
Yes.
This time, my hair was done by Dee Dee Williams.
Dee Dee Williams.
And it took her about like 3 hours.
So let me
Okay.
ask you this: when you're off work and you're away from work and you're not spending time with your kids, what do you like to do for relaxation?
Depends. There's a whole lot of stuff
Well,
I like
just
to do.
throw something out.
I like to go to the beach.
Okay.
I like going to Magic Mountain.
You like the thrill rides and stuff
I
like that.
love it. I'm not a Disneyland person. Like,
Okay. Yeah,
let's
Tay's a
go
Disneyland
on
person.
Yeah, go on a slow ride. Sorry, Dave. I'm
Hey,
more like.
man.
I like Tom Sawyer's Island.
I'm
but-
gonna be like, hey, throw me on the big ride.
Right.
But no, there
On the
are
screen.
some really. I mean, they stepped their game up now on rides.
On the California Adventure side, they have some
Yeah.
nice rides.
Yeah, some
Really
I,
nice
no, I
rides.
haven't been there in like years.
Well, it takes a whole month's
It
paycheck
takes like
to
a
go there.
mortgage,
Right,
I
to go
mean,
there. So
Well, to me, when you think Disneyland, I think it's a small world.
yeah,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
small kid
Or
stuff.
No, it's
Something
a small ass
like-
paycheck to get over here
Yeah,
to Disneyland.
yeah.
I just don't think of Disneyland. When I want to go out and go have fun, if I want to get on rides, I'm going to take me to Magic Mountain
So let me ask you this: when was the last time you went on a real date?
on a real date.
On a real date? Just out of the blue, just just on a real date. Like you go out, you have dinner, maybe a movie, go walk on the wild side, the beach or something. When was the last time you've been on a real date?
Let's see.
And what is a
It's
real
been
date to you?
Real date to me.
Yeah.
It's something that you go out with somebody who you're seeking with, having the same mutual interest with, and you guys do commonly like each other. Go out and go anywhere and having a good time.
So if you were going on a date, what's your ideal of a date for Miss Stasia?
Depends. It depends. It depends on the mood. Depends on the weather.
So if the guy wants to go bowling and have a couple of beers and
I'm down with bowling.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
Bowling's fun.
okay.
Bowl. I roller skate. I shoot pool.
You roller skate? Wait,
Roller
can you
skate.
roller skate backwards?
Show can.
No.
No, you can't
No.
roller skate.
It's been, every time I go skating, I'm like
Yeah.
this. It's all shaky at first, and then I'm like, "Come on, you got this.
Right,
What
right.
the heck are you doing?"
Right,
then
right.
I'm roll bounce.
You roll bounce. Okay. So yeah,
roller
see,
skate, ice skate.
yeah. I move forward, and people say, "Why?
Fishing, love
why
fishing.
you love camping?
Haven't been camping.
You haven't been camping? Okay.
Haven't been camping. Not that I'm not down for
Right.
it. Just haven't
You
been.
Okay.
Been taking care of kids when we do it. You know, by yourself.
So let me ask you this, because I'm trying to get this understanding. If a guy approaches you, I mean, does he have a certain swag about him? Does he have to have a certain thing? What if I came to you and I said, "Look, I just got out of jail. I, made a mistake when I was younger. I was in there for 7 years or whatever. Would you give that guy a chance, or would you be fleeing like he had the plague?
I'm running. Hit the hills. I'm just joking. Depends on personality. You never know to the vibes. But I don't try to discriminate.
Yeah, discriminate, but
I don't, because people's
some good
past
dudes,
is their
right.
past.
Mm-hmm.
People are not supposed to live there.
Right.
Hopefully you're growing up from it.
Right.
So by that, you just got to watch people's persona and how they act, what they post. To me, it's a whole vibe. You can tell if somebody grows.
Yeah, but I hear that from a lot of beautiful women. They're like dating this guy who had background, whatever. Now, okay, being a man, I'm looking
not to do
yeah,
that anymore,
I'm looking at it like this. I'm not saying everybody. I have a bunch of criminals in my family. I'm not saying you can't change them like that. But if I was a woman looking at a dude, this guy has already wrecked his life to where that's going to follow.
Back to it.
Well, yeah, don't be wrong. I'm just looking at it at that like he's going to struggle more so than if I got this L7 that didn't do that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he might be fine and all this other stuff, but it's like I got to look at I'm almost 40 years old, or I'm almost 50. Mm-hmm. This guy's close to my age, and he's talking about, well, I'm rebuilding. Do I really have the time to rebuild with that guy? What about you, Tay? Would you date a guy that has a?
Hell no, I got a clearance.
Well, yeah.
Hell
Think
no,
about that.
I got a clearance. I can't even.
But I made a mistake. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No, because you know what? If it starts, I have to keep that in
Right.
the back of my mind at all times.
And that messes with your money.
Your finances, all that stuff. Because if we progress and we get married, what you do in
Affects
your
me.
past affects me.
In my
That means
future.
that affects my money.
Right.
You affect my money? I don't. Nope,
Wow.
sorry.
Wow. I just, like I said, if a girl came to me, of course I'm a man because I'm stupid, but if you fine as hell, I'll get with you. But like I said, I like Ratchet. But, like Tay, though, I can't see myself with the future with that person. And,
There's no way that you could.
yeah, because I'm looking at.
But I think a lot of it's the military thing.
Yeah.
Only because we've had order and discipline in everything that we do. Yeah, we've turned up at times, but we've never turned up to the point where if you do a background check, it's going to pop up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we've always had to act accordingly. So, even though I know people that have done things and then, they've rehabilitated, they've changed their ways and all other fun stuff. And I know, but for me specifically, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, but I was reading this article, and it was in Essence actually, and guys that are in jail are getting a lot of tail. You know what I mean? And it's like you had stories where women will put money on the dude's books, even though they don't have money for diapers for their children.
My cousin has his fiance. Yeah.
I mean, they're getting tail.
She rolls from SoCal, Northern
Right.
California, to go. She holds him down, and I said, "Girl, I wouldn't put my life on hold."
Now,
for 10 years for nobody.
well, that's what I'm saying. When you got guys like me out here, we're free. I'm not all that, but I'm free. I'm here. But they rather, roll up there and, and this guy. Now I'm a cute guy. I couldn't last in jail for no more than maybe a couple of hours. I mean, I'll break some necks and do what I got to do. But I'm too cute, so I know something's gonna happen to me. I'm just saying, I'm not a big dude. They overpower me. Something's gonna happen to me. So let's keep it real. You got these guys. Nothing's gonna happen, dude. Come on. If you're not at least 200 pounds in there, and I'm too cute. So that's why I don't do anything to put myself in jail.
You need lots of prayer.
So, but yeah, I just bring that up because you got these young girls out here, and I'm not saying love who you want to love, but you really got to think about the years that you're losing invested in this guy that might go away for 8 or 9 years, and then he comes out, he does good for a year, then he goes right back in.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to live like that?
And not even that. It's going to be hard unless that person has, a
network,
a skill that they can work,
a network
independently.
Know somebody that has a job.
Unless you're going to find a felon, just saying, if you're a felon, you're going to have to find somebody that's going to be cool with hiring a felon.
Yep.
And then usually those are the people that pay,
the lowest,
the absolute lowest,
right?
So
like working at a warehouse, you're not going to get anything better than working at a warehouse because guess what? You have no choice. It's either this or nothing. But and here's another thing I don't understand. You got this. You got these girls who you've got these young ladies out here who have babies for these guys. The guy gets out in 3 years, and she goes on with the relationship with this other guy, and she sleeps on with this other guy, and waiting on her baby daddy. But in the meantime, oops, got pregnant by this guy that I really don't love, but I was just getting with him to kill time. Why are we digging ourselves as a people in a deeper hole?
Like I said, goes back to what they're being taught.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That if this is what you
And
accept.
most of the stuff nowadays, just desensitization, whatever, however you would say.
And that-
Desensitized.
And they're
If
not
you see it all the
moving
time
forward.
on social media, you see it on love and hip hop. If you see it on reality shows, then makes it become the normal. So
Right.
why would you want to change it?
But why isn't Mama turning off that TV?
She should.
Because she watching right along.
Right along with him.
She
They all
should.
sit down. It's not
Right.
like when we were growing up. Where
Right. Or it's on
Thursday-
demand, so mom's at work and they're
That's
still
what
watching.
I
No,
love by my mom. She didn't work all the time, but my mom used to take us to art museums, and she used to take us to go different places.
Okay.
Go see the world. Oh look, I found this. We're gonna go see this.
Right. Right.
We don't have our Thursday night Cosby Show, Different World.
Right, anymore. Right.
Where everyone sat around the
Sat-
TV as a family.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore.
Right.
We
No.
sit around and watch, Love and Hip Hop and.
I like Queen Sugar.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to get into
I don't watch
That's
that
a-
yet.
Well,
What,
you know, that's
what's that about?
Really good show.
Siblings, trying to work together as a unit.
And my girl from True Blood's on that show. I love her.
Okay, well, I mean,
Queen
so
Sugar.
I
Shame on you.
Insecure.
Haven't seen it.
haven't seen it.
Insecure is my
Haven't seen
show,
it.
too.
I'm too
Like
busy.
Rebel?
I'm too busy editing videos and doing things like that to get into shows.
Rebel. It's about a black police officer woman, and she works
Wasn't
at
that the show that was canceled?
Yeah, I think it's.
That was the
But it was
Gabrielle
really-
Union or something.
No, that's
Sanaa
Being-
Lathan.
That's Being Mary Jane.
Being Mary Jane, yeah.
It's
That's
Sanaa
Gabrielle-
Lathan. That's the girl from Love and Basketball.
Yeah, Love and
That one.
No, this one's some other lady. Some other lady.
I'm happy.
Okay,
But
so
Rebel's good.
so let me ask you this. So real quick, we got 2 minutes to go.
Okay.
Loving the skin I'm in. What advice would you give young girls for the week for a tip? Just give them a tip.
Giving them the tip.
Yeah, something positive.
You want to mirror what you want to attract.
Okay.
So, basically, if you want to attract a nice guy, try to mirror that image. So
Of being a nice guy.
yeah. So then that way, those kind of guys would be drawn more closer to you, opposed to dressing like ratchet. And need a cut. I'm not gonna say it like that, but it
Yeah,
is what it is.
it is what it is. What about you, Tay?
Just always try to do better than you were. Be better than you were the day before. I think that should be a goal for everybody. Always be better, than you were the day before.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say this. The grass is not greener on the other side. Just because you and your man did not work out does not mean you now need to try getting with females and it's going to be a better situation. Because as we see, it doesn't matter if you're gay, transgender, whatever, relationships between human beings sometimes don't always work out.
Yeah.
So, as we go into it, go to your local animal shelter, get you a nice cat. Miss Deja doesn't like cats, but we're going to do that.
How are you gonna say that?
Bunny.
I don't like cats.
Turtle.
I'm allergic
Allergic
to
to
cats.
cats, so you might
I think
like
you
that.
can see this eye.
Yes, it's
about
starting to swell. Yeah, it's starting to
red.
swell,
It's
so-
My
because-
cat's
yeah.
hypoallergenic, so you didn't have no issues at my house.
All right, so.
Like,
We're going to go into this topic again next week. I don't believe Trump has or any politician is going to live up to the expectations to the black community. But what I'm saying is, for you young ladies, you gotta love yourself before you expect somebody else to love you.
That's what RuPaul said.
that's why it's.
Damn, I hate going on with RuPaul. So as we get into it, please check out the show. We're going to move forward with a lot of tough stuff that we're doing. More to come. Just stand by. Like I said, you got to love the skin you're in.
right. This cut goes out to all y'all that's been missing us for mad years. One love, yo.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
Pepper
He's got game. PE 1998.